Reacting Tuesday again. Today we're going to be reacting to the story The Long Neck Woman from the channel Snarled. Please go subscribe to our channel. So now let's go react to the story.
Hi Oddings, it's your Ate Sapphire. So on the show, I get emails from people all around the world, and I love that I get to share such a diverse range of stories. But sometimes that means I pronounce words wrong on the show. And sometimes I get emails from listeners who don't speak English as a first language, so they apologize profusely. First of all, you don't need to apologize because you already speak more languages than me. But you might be interested in Babbel. Babbel is the language learning app that will get you speaking a new language with confidence. You can choose from 14 different 3 years of Spanish. They use that. Something scary?
Something scary? Rokurokubi.
The following story is inspired by a legendary Japanese creature. I only have one younger brother, Yosuke. We used to be close when we were younger, but we grew apart.
Me?
I think that happened when Yosuke started dating. I never liked any of his girlfriends, and eventually he stopped wanting to spend time with me. Then one day, he called me up to tell me that he was getting married and wanted me to meet his future bride. I could tell that he was trying to hide his nervousness from me, but I appreciated that he was reaching out. I had always hated that we weren't close anymore, and I wanted to change that. So I hopped on a train to the small town where they lived. When I got to their place, Yosuke introduced me to his fiancée, Fuka.
Okay. So, this guy was his friend. But then he had a girlfriend and they want to get married. But he's mad that they're not close to each other no more. Okay, I get it.
Fuka. She was absolutely stunning and very funny and charming. After we all had dinner together, I told Yosuke that I was genuinely happy for him. Before going to bed that night in their spare room, I lit an oil lamp as a nightlight. I know it sounds strange, but I have trouble falling asleep in total darkness. When I woke up the next morning, I noticed that the oil in my lamp was completely emptied. I thought it was really peculiar because there was definitely a few days worth of oil in there. Then my stomach turned. I checked the oil levels of the other lamps in the house, and they were also completely gone.
This is actually getting me scared. It was a few days. He could last that oil a few days, and it's gone.
That was the first
This
moment
is
I
actually
knew
pretty
something
scary to
was
us,
wrong.
especially on
I didn't want my brother thinking I was paranoid, so
get out of
I
here.
didn't bring it up. Later that evening, we were about to have dinner at the house. I went to my brother's room to see if he was ready, and when I opened the door, I caught Fuka just as she was done buttoning her shirt. Her neck was briefly exposed before she pulled her massive black hair over it, and I saw something that confirmed a suspicion I had. "Oh, hello," Fuka said sweetly. "You looking for your brother? He's in the living room." I quickly closed the door and ran. "Yosuke," I whispered. "Have you ever noticed Fuka's neck?" "Oh, her stretch marks?" He waved his hand dismissively. "Don't be so superficial. No, listen to me."
Stress marks.
I pleaded with him. The disappearing oil, the stretch marks on her neck. I think she might be a rokurokubi. See, a rokurokubi is a beautiful woman during the day, and at night she drinks oil from lamps and has the ability to stretch out her neck. Some can detach their heads completely and go out in search of blood to consume. Rokurokubi are humans who have committed a great sin and are then cursed to become these creatures. So, if Fuka was one of these, what crime had she committed? Yosuke let out an exasperated sigh. "Look, I know you've never approved of any of my girlfriends, but you need to trust me. There is nothing wrong with Fuka. You could be in a lot of danger." After dinner, it was time for bed. I refilled the oil in my lamp, lit it, and tried my best to fall asleep. In the middle of the night, I was awoken by a slurping sound.
I'm scared. I'm literally scared. I'm shaking.
I opened my eyes to find Fuka drinking the oil from my lamp. Her neck extended all the way out the door where the rest of her body was not visible. I knew it, I exclaimed. I grabbed my dagger and decapitated her. Her head fell loudly on the floor. I screamed for Yosuke to come over. When he saw Fuka, he lost his balance. Then he rushed over to me and hit me in the face. What was that for? I yelled at him. I just saved you. I knew, you idiot. Yosuke shouted through tears. I knew what she was. He explained that he had committed a crime of passion a year ago. The gods wanted to kill him as punishment, but Fuka made a deal. She agreed to live as a Rokurokubi if it meant that Yosuke could live. That was the day that he asked her to marry him. She has no control over what she does at night, he continued. She's never even hurt anyone. People are just terrified of her. Why didn't you just tell me all of this? I asked. He scoffed at me. The second you found out what she was, you disapproved. I knew you wouldn't understand. I haven't spoken to my brother since that day. I have no idea how he's doing. Sometimes I think about reaching out, but I don't know if he'll ever want to talk to me again.
How long is it?
I hope that he finds love again. I really do. And when he does, I'm going to stay far away. So, how did you sleep last night? Did you have nightmares from all the scary stuff?
That is actually really freaky. I mean, scary. Oh yeah, I'm shaking. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and like. Also, please subscribe to Snarl. She makes lots of good scary stories. And see you next time.